Have you ever been so embarrassed? I mean, so embarrassed that you just wanted to go into your bedroom and shoot yourself? I have. And I want to tell that story here in just a moment. But first, I want to welcome you to Gary Mac Studio. And this is a place where we're going to have a lot of fun. What I want to do today is just introduce myself and you guys get to know my personality, who I am, and I like to laugh. I like to laugh at people's funny stuff, funny mistakes, real life mistakes. Uh, I like to listen to their ups and their downs, their good and their bad, and things that make us who we are, and whether we can laugh at them or cry about it. And in my videos, you're going to see me laugh a lot, and I'm going to laugh at this one in just a moment, and hopefully you will too, because I'm going to tell you this is my most embarrassing moment. And my goal in this is to get people to tell your story. I want to hear your story. I want to hear your most embarrassing moments. And I want to hear your most triumphant stories. And I want to hear your worst things that ever happened to you. This video is going to be about life. And then as we go along and you get to know me better, you'll see who I am. And here's just a reflection of who I am right here. This is a painting that I did of some elk, and let me back up here a little bit. This is a big painting. It's 6 foot wide and 4 foot tall. And I'm not completely finished with it. I've been working on this for several months now. And this elk right here, let me get you off of my, all I got is my cell phone. I'm just using my cell phone. But this elk here, he's almost finished. I mean, in these, I've got them blocked in. And I'll have these detailed out, and then this one he just blocked in, and then all of these back in here, this one, and I'm gonna have a whole herd of these elk back down in that valley. And this painting, I love mountains. I love those cloudy, hazy, beautiful, cool mountains. I love the smell of them. I love the looks of them. I've climbed them as when I was younger, not anymore. Now then, if I want to visit the mountains, I just make it up in my mind and put it on the canvas and just enjoy them every day. It's like looking out a window. So you're back on the tripod. I don't have any elaborate cameras. I am going to get one. In fact, I was going to order one today that someone recommended me to get to do these videos with. And I need a couple of them. I need one here and one over here, where if I do an illustration, and I will do illustration and painting at some point. But these first few videos, I just want you guys to get to know me. All right, I want to go back to this story. I love to tell stories. I'm a storyteller, and I love to laugh. I've been married to my wife for 55 years, And we've been together for 59 years and married for 55 of those 59. And we had a daughter in 1970. She's 55 years old now. And our daughter, she was the type of child that she didn't want to be away from her mom and dad. She loved her mom and dad. She wanted to be everywhere we was, and she didn't want to be away from us. I was the same way with my mom and dad. I had the best mom and dad this planet has to offer. And that's who I wanted to be myself. I wanted to be like my parents. And so my child, she's always with me and the wife, always. And if we were invited someplace and then she wasn't invited, or kids wasn't invited, well, we wasn't invited either. She couldn't go, we couldn't go, because that's just the way it was. And it still is today. And in fact, we was with her yesterday and she had fixed us lunch and or dinner, and we do that at least once a week. And then she's going to take me Wednesday to an art gallery in downtown Fort Worth, just me and her. Even when she was a little girl, I'd take her and we'd go eat breakfast somewhere. Well, that's what she wants to do now, and then that's what we do. So Wednesday, day after tomorrow, we're going to go to an art gallery and look around. We're going to eat breakfast and just a day with me and her. But when she was a little child, me and the wife never had any time together because she was always right with us. No matter what room we was in, she was there. So she would go to a friend's house when she got a little older, and went back up when she was 4 years. She slept with me and the wife until she was about 4 years old. And I told the wife, I said, look, she's going to have to learn to sleep in her own bed by herself. So that first night, I took her and put her to bed and told her, don't worry, there's nothing to be afraid of. I think she was afraid of some kind of booger was going to get her during the night. And she cried, and I hugged her and I assured her, I said, if you need something, just holler and Dad will come run. So I had to shut the door and lock the door to our bedroom, or she would come in, and she did. She came in, so I had to go put her back in bed, shut the door, and the next morning when I got up, I opened the door to go check on her. Well, she had taken her blankets, and she had laid them right by our door, and she was curled up like a little puppy right beside our door. And boy, my heart just melted, and I felt sorry for her. But she had to learn. And so that's the way it was. We was never alone. Either I was at work and she was at school. So I never had any time alone with the wife. And so when she had turned 13 years old, we were going to this church over in Arlington, Texas. And they were having a youth camp. And at this youth camp, she was eligible to go when she turned 13 years old. So she was going to this youth camp, and we took her over there on a Saturday. It was 2:30 in the afternoon. We took her over to that church and dropped her off, and we come home. And Susan, my wife, she went into the kitchen, and she started cleaning up from our lunch, and she was rattling pots and pans and doing dishes and stuff, and I went and got in the shower. So when I was in the shower, man, I got to thinking about this. I thought, wow, man, we're going to be here a whole week by ourselves, and if I wanted to run around the house in my birthday suit, I was going to run around the house in my birthday suit. So I got in the shower, and boy, I got to thinking about this, and I got excited. So I thought, man, I'm going to surprise her with this. So in this house we was, we lived in. The master bedroom was on the west side of the house, and the other two bedrooms was on the east side of the house, and there was a bathroom over there that had a shower in it. Well, the master bath didn't have a shower, it just had a bathtub, and I like to take a shower. So I got in the shower, went in, got in the shower, and I come out, and you had to come into this hallway, and you went down the hallway, and to the right was the door into the kitchen, and then our daughter's bedroom was at the end of the hallway. And then right at the kitchen, when you turned into the right there was a refrigerator right there. And that refrigerator blocked the view in the kitchen, so I stood there for a second and thought about what I was going to do. So here I was in my birthday suit. I was all excited, very excited. I had my underwear in my hand, and I jumped out into the middle of the kitchen floor, and I had my underwear in my hand, and I was swinging it around like a cowboy with a lariat. And I go, Yahoo! And I hollered it loud. I said, what do you think about this? And the man's voice over here goes, and I'm still looking at the ceiling with my eyes closed. And the man's voice over here goes, well, I don't know. The world stopped. That was the end of the world. I recognized the voice. I looked, and my mother-in-law and my father-in-law were sitting at the table, dining room table, having coffee. The only thing my mother-in-law said was, my God. Folks, I bet I jumped 20 feet before I hit the ground into the dining room, run into the master bedroom, and shut the door. I wasn't about to come out of there. And the worst part, that wasn't the worst part of it. The worst part of it is my father-in-law was a Pentecostal preacher, a minister. He had his own fellowship called International Word of God Fellowship, and I was ordained through his ministry. I could go into prisons, and I did. Went into prisons for 25 years. Hospitals, I could go into hospitals where even the parents of children at the Cook Children's Hospital, they couldn't even go in there, but I could go in, get a report, and go back to the waiting rooms and tell the parents what's going on. And I did that. Did that for a long, long time. Anyway, I sat on the bed wondering, what am I going to do now? And I could hear them talking in there in the kitchen. So I sat there and I thought, yeah, I'm going to have to go in and face them. So I went in, and they started laughing, and they laughed, and they laughed. Well, I got to laughing, and I laughed, and I laughed. And it was hilarious. But that was one of the moments, or the most embarrassing moment in my whole life. That topped them all. And I've done some stupid things before, but that was icing on the cake. All right, guys, the purpose of these videos, and the reason I told that story, is I want to hear from you guys. I want to laugh at you guys. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your ups and downs. I want to hear your embarrassments. I want to hear your successes. I want to hear your failures, because anybody that's listening, you're going to hear mine. So prepare yourself. As soon as I figure out I hadn't figured out this YouTube thing yet, but I think I pretty much got a kind of a handle on it. And when I get you hooked up to a computer where I can see any replies or comments that I can respond to, I'll read them on here if they're good and clean, and I'll read them on here, your embarrassing moments and your downfalls and your triumphs. So this is going to be the purpose of this YouTube channel, Gary Mack Studio. And in this studio, I'll show you in another. I've got a gallery in here. I've got paintings hanging all over the place. Here, I just painted this one not long ago. This is my first. This is my first and only portrait I've ever painted, and portraits never really did appeal to me. I'm not. I don't think I'm that bad at it, but I love this. I love landscapes. I love seascapes. I love cityscapes. I've got cityscapes. I've got one up here. I'll show you. I've got one up here that I painted of. Let me turn on some lights for you'll be able to see. But this buffalo painting, it's a big painting. It's a 48 by 32, I believe, best I remember. I painted this one of Yellowstone. We visited up there, took pictures and painted it. I've got paintings and paintings. These right here, Dallas and Fort Worth. This one right here, I've got a hilarious story about this one that I want to share with you guys. And then I do woodworking. I do wood carving. I turn on the lathe wood bowls. I make, I've got a forge. I make knives. I've got a foundry that I cast metal with. And I just got, I've been working, in fact, I'm just about finished with this painting. I've been working on this painting here of Grand Teton National Park. The sun was low and it just illuminates those mountains and those trees like they were just glowing. I've got paintings and paintings and more paintings and paintings and paintings. I like cityscapes. There's a Texas bluebonnet painting. This painting right here, I took a picture of this guy right here who was a wrangler down in the old cow town in Fort Worth where they'd drive these longhorns down Commerce Street. It's a tourist attraction. I painted him and his horse. This one up here is at Port Bolivar, right down by Galveston. And then I just got stacks and stacks of these things. So these are some of the things that we're gonna get into later on. And I've got this cannon, this brass cannon that I've been working on for a couple of years actually, just here and there, just sporadic when I had time. And I've got everything done except I've got to cast the barrel, and it's going to be a 50 caliber brass cannon. And so we'll get into that, and then we'll video that. And if anybody around is close, I could use the help to pour that cannon. It's going to be hard for me to do it by myself. I don't think I can do it by myself. So I'll have to get some help. And I couldn't do it in the summertime because it's just too hot here in Texas to fire up that foundry and melt that brass, because it just, you get 103, 4, 5 degrees here plus that, and it's just unbearable. Anyway, guys, y'all keep me in mind, and let me know if you're interested in joining in on this channel. Just hit the subscribe button. It don't cost you nothing. Or hit a thumbs up, a like, and let me know. That way I'll know whether to pursue this or drop it. If nobody's interested, I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of time doing it, because I can spend my time doing this. This is going to be unedited. This is more or less just live. It's not live, but it's unedited. So I will do some live videos, and I want to read your comments as we go along in this thing, because it's going to be a journey. This is a This is a new venture for me, but I think it's going to be fun. All right, guys, y'all tune in, and I'll catch you on the next video. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Tell your friends. Tell your friends to come and join in, because they can get involved too. All right, love y'all. Bye-bye.